Well, that's ominous. Trig ratios from partial information. So basically, they're going to give you like some information and then ask you to find all of the rest of it, which you've done a million times in different ways. This time, it says they're going to give you one of the ratios and expect you to find the rest of them. Not a big deal. So this one, for example, 4, gives us 10, and they give us a little, I think that's an alpha? I don't know. Equals 5 over 12. Determine the exact values of the other primary trigonometric ratios for this guy. Now, exact values means if it's a square root or an improper fraction, or an imperfect fraction, I guess I should say, then you don't make it a decimal, you don't use your calculator, you just simplify it as much as you can on paper and call it good. Now, we know that 10 is y over x. So it turns out that the point we're talking about here is 12 and 5. Draw a diagram. Always draw a diagram. There's going to be parts in this chapter where you're like, what quadrant am I in? And it's hard to organize your information, and sometimes it's even hard to visualize what the heck they want. So draw a diagram. Now, the information that they give us is the xy point. So we're going to go, and this is just a rough sketch. Your diagram doesn't have to be beautiful. I'm going to go 12 over 5 up. Looks like it's about there. Guess it's about there instead. So we're calling this 12 and 5, which means that this is 12 and this is 5. Yay, we've got a diagram. And now they want the other trigonometric ratios. Well, we need r. How do we find r? R is the square root of x squared plus y squared. So we plug in our values. 5 squared plus, well, okay, fine. I'll put them in order just for you. 144 plus 25 gives me, that's a square root of 169. Now, that's a big number. You may remember that that number actually has a perfect square root. You can use your calculator, but it's 13. So, r is 13. Well, that's handy. Now, I've got all the sides. This is my angle, of course, because I'm always dealing with the angle in standard position. So, I need to find sine and cos. Sine of the angle is y over r. So, I just use my y value, which is 5, over my radius, 5 over 13. Do not simplify. It says exact. If we simplified, it would be a decimal, and we'd have to round off, and it would no longer be exact. It's done. Call her good. Cos is the other one. Cos is x over r. So we use the x value over our newfound r value, and bam. Done. We've got tan, which they gave us. We've got sine, and we've got cos. Now, if you wanted to, you could be like all weird and use their symbol, because it's, you know, if you're having trouble following that, because I use another symbol. Now it's fixed. I use theta. They use different ones sometimes just to track stuff. And once in a while, they'll have more than one angle, so they'll give you different symbols. Doesn't matter what they use. They're just looking for the symbol, or the they're looking for the angle.